This is Aditya Rajha from inspiredtorise.com, and today we have the Acer Liquid E700 mobile here for review. Let's just unbox the device. We have the standard handset inside the phone, and in the box we have the documentation etc. for the phone. Apart from that, we have the standard power adapter for the phone, and we have the USB cable and the headphones. The headphones are the in-ear model, and they were good. We have the tangle-free cable also in the headphones, so it would be good for journeys and good for storing inside your bag too. Now let's just come to the phone. The device is a pretty good device. It has a rubberized matte back finish and it feels pretty solid in the hand. It has a 5-inch display. The device has a 5-inch display, 1280 into 720p HD display, and the phone comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat, and there is no word out yet for whether the phone would receive updates in the near future or not, but for the time being it would do. The phone also comes with DTS Studio Sound, which is a really good feature, and as you can see, there are speaker holes on both the sides of the phone like the Moto G 2014 edition, and the phone gives really good stereo sound. Now let's just test the benchmark for the phone. This phone comes with an IPS LCD display, and it has a 294 pixel per inch pixel density on the screen, and it comes with a 2 megapixel camera, and as you can see, the LED flash is available for the secondary camera also. The primary camera has an LED flash, and as well as the secondary camera too also possesses the LED flash. Design wise, this phone is very strong, but there are few design flaws in the phone. As you can see that the power button is on the top of the phone, so it would take quite some time getting used to the power button. The volume rocker is here, which many people are not used to, but with time you can get used to it. The USB slot is besides the phone, not on the side, but the 3.5mm jack is on the correct position in the phone. So the benchmark is running. The design feels pretty good. The phone feels pretty good in hand. It's not a heavy phone. It's a good phone for the price range, and the phone has a 8 megapixel camera with autofocus and LED flash, and it records full 1080p HD videos, which are pretty good when we tested it. The phone comes with Bluetooth version 4, and it has accelerometer as well as proximity sensors. The good thing about this phone is that it has a 3500 mAh battery, which lasts up to 1440 hours on standby and up to 24 hours as claimed by Acer on talk time, and up to 100 hours on music play. We tested this device, and in heavy usage also the device lasted us throughout the day, and for moderate to light usage the device would last 2 days very easily. The chipset with the phone is MediaTek MT6582 chipset. The CPU is quad-core 1.2 GHz Cortex A7, and the GPU is Mali 400 MP2. Though people who are used to the Snapdragon chipset might find this combination a bit different, but the real scores on the AnTuTu benchmark would show how good this phone is. And the plus point of this phone is that it has FM radio also with the DTS sound, makes the whole sound experience as well as other things really good. Now the benchmark is running for the display, and the frames per second as well as rendering of the different colors is being tested right now. And after this, the 3D rendering would be tested with the 3D graphics performance would be tested with a custom video. And as you can see, the frames per second is displayed here. It went to a lowest of 5.4, 6.7, 6.5. To tell you, the human eye detects normal videos at 30 frames per second. For example, if a video has 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second, the human eye views them as normal video. For example, there would be no lag in the video. Anything below that, any frames per second value below that would result in a lag, because we would be able to distinguish between distinct images inside the video. So as you can see, the rendering process is going on and on and on. The phone supports MP3 as well as wave ringtones. It supports geotagging features, which are standard with all the phones these days. It has a 16 GB internal memory, 2 GB RAM as well as 4 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM or 4 GB or 1 GB RAM for different editions. And as you can see, the phone here on the benchmark is below Asus Zenfone 5. So The score is not that high, or it's a bit on the lower side, but still this is a pretty good phone. The score is of 18,684, and it's a decent score, though not good for the device at this range. The UI feels a pretty bit dated, and Acer needs to work on that. The UI does not really quite match up to the mark, and we know that you can customize it easily with launchers, so that's a good plus point. The hardware is good and the software can be customized. That's a plus point for Android also. Now let's just test the audio performance for this device, because the audio feature has been touted really well for this phone. Though the volume is not that high for the phone, but the stereo feature which has been promoted is good. You can change the values for different things. You can see the video equalizer has an MTV option also. The stereo effect does work pretty good, and you can see the volume is a bit on the lesser side, and when you go into the equalizer option, you would be moved to the equalizer option present with the phone. So all in all, this phone is a good phone, but with a dated interface, good display, good camera, awesome battery life, and the minor creaks and the minor faults can be easily changed, but the phone does not have an Android update in the near future. So that would be one thing that might put you off, but still hardware wise it's a pretty good phone, and we think that it might get Android Lollipop update in the near future, and with that this phone would be a killer phone. Even right now this phone performs really well, though on the benchmark it's on a bit lower side, but you can easily play any modern game on it very nicely. Who should buy this phone? People who are looking for a mid-range phone in the range of Zenfone or the Moto G 2013, below 10k or near 10k, they should buy this phone. It's a good phone for them. This is Aitan Aja from Inspiredrise.com signing off.